My name's Matthew Ludak. I'm a documentary photographer from New Jersey. So I've always my dad's a photographer, so it's always been in my life, but I never really was super interested in it. I guess kind of like a rebellious thing, not wanting to do what my dad does. But then when I was around 17, 18, I started going with him on some of his shoots covering like white nationalist rallies and events, KKK rallies, stuff like that. And I started seeing other photographers and what they were doing and the images they were creating. I got really hooked on the idea of, helping with social change and documenting historical events through photography. Sebastião Salgado is one of my favorites. Right now, I've been getting into Richard Avedon and his portraits in the American West, and that's been inspiring me to do more portraits because it's not really my main focus or something that I'm really good at, but his work I think is really incredible. And then my father, to be really honest, he was the first photographer who I looked at their work and saw what they were doing, and his is documentary and mostly sort of social documentary in nature. The one project is kind of exploring, it's more like architectural photography, but documentary in the sense that I'm looking at buildings in regions of the country that used to be heavily relied on infrastructure, in the sense that the large factory towns and then the suburbs outside of those factory towns, that the jobs were all at the steel mill or the mine, stuff like that. And just kind of exploring how, as the US has become a nation of consumers versus sort of producers, which has benefits and sort of negative consequences. And one of them is that large parts of the country are just almost abandoned. And then the sort of essential workers and pandemic portraits I just started doing because I needed something to do to stay sane and something to work on, because I wasn't able to go out driving all over the Northeast and photograph. So I just started photographing people in my neighborhood, my town, and yeah, it took off from there.